Alright, what is going on, everybody? Today we are going to be talking about Shiba Inu and how Shiba Inu could have an easy 10x during this cycle of the bull market. So there's a lot that could happen here with Shiba Inu that a lot of people just aren't taking into account, and I think that it's important to really go over this. So we're just going to talk about this. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. But anyways, let's get straight to it. So right now we are at 4Z1665. That's 4 zeros after the decimal point. So 4Z1665, right? So that's a pretty good area for Shiba Inu, right? But we're talking about how Shiba Inu can 10x. Now, Shiba Inu 10xing from where we are now goes from $9.7 billion market cap all the way up to $100 billion market cap. And I'll explain why I chose the $100 billion market cap as that area that Shiba Inu get to. So first thing that you really want to look at here with the Shiba Inu prices, you have to look at where Shiba Inu was at its peak. So if you kind of zoom into things and you look at the market cap of Shiba Inu at its peak, you can actually see the market cap at its peak was around $41.1 billion inside of market cap at the peak of Shiba Inu. We could get the exact number by multiplying over here the all-time high by the circulating supply. But that doesn't matter right now. What matters right now is 41 billion. We already reached that inside of Shiba Inu. So you know that Shiba Inu could do more than that for this next cycle because altcoin season has not came yet. And then on top of altcoin season not being here yet, we haven't had a meme coin season yet either. We had like the Solana meme coin season, but we haven't necessarily had the overall meme coin season, right? Because everything is still based off Bitcoin. Bitcoin dominance is still at an all-time high right now, nearly an all-time high. Bitcoin dominance actually is at 52.3%. And if you actually look at the Bitcoin dominance chart, you can see that the Bitcoin dominance is really, like, just looking at the Bitcoin dominance, it's almost as dominant as it's ever been, like excluding the past, like 2017, 2019. Like, we can't really look at that because the crypto market was in a much different place over there. And Bitcoin actually wasn't that dominant back in 2017. It wasn't really that dominant back in 2018, a little bit of 2018. But you see parts of 2017 and 2018, Bitcoin was really dominant. And then you see back in 2016, 85% all the way back here. But if you look at where we're at now, Bitcoin is actually becoming less and less dominant, like as, a medium. Like we've just been trading sideways here for a while with the Bitcoin dominance. Eventually, we're going to see Bitcoin becoming less and less dominant, kind of like how it was back when we were actually having a meme coin season and an altcoin season, back in 2021 when we had 39% Bitcoin dominance, 40% Bitcoin dominance in 2022. So eventually, once we start to see more of a meme coin season and altcoin season, you're going to see that Bitcoin dominance going down. And the reason why that's good, because all the money from Bitcoin is going to be flowing into these other cryptos. So that's always a good thing when we see that. Now, another thing that I want to show you all, like Solana dominance has been increasing a lot lately. So that's where a lot of Bitcoin dominance is going. And then you can see we have the Doge dominance, but it doesn't show sheep, but we could use Doge dominance as sheep. Now, Doge hasn't really been as dominant as sheep. I'm going to be completely honest here. But Shiba Inu could take over Doge. It could overthrow Dogecoin during this next bull run. Doge is pretty much projected to hit $1 for this next bull run, and I wouldn't be surprised if Dogecoin did hit $1. I really would not be surprised if it did hit $1 for this next bull run, because $1 Dogecoin would bring it up to 145 billion. But we're projected to probably get around 100 billion. We could get above 145 billion, but I'm just doing a modest approach to this. 10x is like a modest approach for Shiba Inu for this next bull market, which we are in the bull market, but for the next meme coin season and altcoin season, like a 10x would be moderate for that. And 20x would be like a really, really bullish. That's 200 billion market cap, by the way. And then the 10x is 100 billion market cap. But just kind of showing how I came up with the 10x number here, looking at the top of our Fibonacci retracement is 3Z18. 3 zeros and 1 8 after the decimal point. When we look at the Fibonacci retracement from the swing low all the way up to the swing high of this cycle, when you look at that, the top of it is at 00018. Now that's pretty important, because if you go over here and you take that circulating supply and then you multiply it. And remember, we're going to be having burns leading up to that too. But you go ahead and you multiply that by 12318, you get 106 billion market cap. You divide that by where we are right now with Shiba Inu, and then you get how many X's you're going to be pretty much increasing by. So we can go ahead and then divide that by this, which is 9.7 billion. That's a 10.92x from where we are now. So that is very, very significant, and it's definitely possible because remember, it's just a little bit above our all-time high. And going into this new meme coin season and new altcoin season cycle, typically we always pass that all-time high. And as you can see, that's a very modest prediction. That's a very modest prediction. Like, I know a lot of people are probably like, hey, I don't know about 100 billion. Some people are like, it can get it way higher than 100 billion. I know that. I personally know that it probably could get higher than 100 billion. Like I said, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. I truly believe it could get higher than 100 billion for Shiba Inu. I believe the market cap can. But being very modest here, 100 billion is what the normies will be able to. We're just gonna call them normies, right? That's what the normies will be able to expect. That's what they think that it could get to. They don't think it can do above 100 billion. But we need everybody on this train for Shiba Inu. So I think that's a good price right there. Personally, looking at the prices, I don't think Shiba Inu is overvalued right now. I think it's actually a little bit undervalued, to be completely honest. Overvalued Shiba Inu for this run would be getting above 0.0000000. Too many zeros, right? But 4 zeros, so 4Z4, that's when you start looking at it like, okay, you should have bought way back here rather than way up here. So I think right now is a good purchasing price. But like I said, none of this is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm saying me personally, I think right now would be a good time. Like, it was really a good time at the end of 2023. But yeah, for those that didn't get in, now is probably a little bit of a better time. But our volume is still similar to what it was around the end of 2023. So it's pretty interesting to see if our volume decreases, then we could probably end up seeing a decrease in the price. And kind of looking at the technical analysis here, I'm looking at the RSI right now down here at the bottom. And typically when the RSI gets to the very bottom and then it crosses is when we start to increase in the price. It hasn't yet reached the very bottom and crossed yet. So that makes me think that we could be hitting our Fibonacci retracement at 4Z 1500. And right now we're at 1648. So we could drop a little bit more. Or we could go down to this support here, and that is more so around 1400. And then we have the discounted price, which is the absolute cheapest that you'll get not baby dollars. I won't say baby dollars. But look, the absolute cheapest that you'll get Shiba Inu at is down here at the discount price, which is 5 zeros. When we go down to 5 zeros, 5Z8, 5 zeros and 8, like that is the absolute cheapest you'll probably see Shiba Inu at. And it's pretty exciting too. If you look at it, every single time we hit the discounted prices, we always have immediate growth. We hit the discount price range, we always go up immediately. So we don't like to stay down here. So if we go down here, it's almost immediately going to increase in price. But I highly doubt it'll go down there because the prices would just be absolutely insane if Shiba Inu went all the way down here. I don't think the Shiba army would literally let that go all the way down there. And the reason why I say this is because that market cap would be extremely, extremely low for Shiba Inu. So that is 5Z8. That's a $4.7 billion market cap. I don't think Shiba Inu would sell off to that during the cycle. Like, that ship has been sailed. So that's all I gotta say about that. That ship has been sailed away. Now, if we look over here at the 4-hour chart, though, the 4-hour chart, which is a shorter term chart, is actually pretty bullish. Right now, we are at the equilibrium price point right now, and we haven't quite hit the support where we have our Fibonacci down here at the low areas of 1500 down here, like 1530, 1550. We haven't quite hit that area yet. We hit around 1580, but we are at our equilibrium price here with our automated trading indicators with Chart Prime if you want to go ahead and check that out. And then our premium prices is right up here where we got rejected, which is around the 2000 area, 4Z20. So we need to work our way back up there. When it hits the premium prices, it typically pulls back because now it's pretty much going at a premium. But now this is like the equilibrium price, which is pretty much the equal price. It's like the sideways trading price where we just kind of decide whether or not we're going to be bullish or bearish for the time being. Now, I do foresee maybe a little bit of a drop coming in for Shiba Inu. It's always possible that Shiba Inu pumps though, because this wedge pattern, patterns don't lie. That's what I like to say. Patterns don't lie. If you see like a wedge pattern like this, we could be having an increase in the price soon. It could be squeezing right here at the bottom and consolidating, or we could quite possibly be like getting ready to go down. I'm just kind of giving the general consensus here. Like it could be going down possibly, but we just gotta wait. But look, we're at the end of this wedge pattern, and look where the RSI is. The RSI is all the way down here at the end of this wedge pattern. And the RSI, if you look at it, it does look like it's ready to continue to go upwards. The RSI is ready to continue to go up. The only way that this goes bad and goes down is if the RSI goes like halfway up and then it crosses back downwards and it goes down. Kind of like how it did here. It went halfway up and then it kept going down. So it went halfway up here, and then you can see it doing halfway up there, and then eventually it just kept going down from there. So that's always a possibility. We could possibly see it where it goes halfway up again, crosses downwards, and then the price going down here to the 4Z 1500 area, like I was saying, or possibly down to a lower area where we have our supports at 1450, or we go down to our discounted price with our automated trading indicators. So those are the possibilities here for the short term when it comes to Shiba Inu. But we're more focused on the long term. Short term doesn't really matter right now. Long term price, we are coming off of a price premium. Typically, when we come off a price premium, we typically go down a little bit closer to our discount, and then we start to pump from there because we've already hit the discount price point, right? We've already hit the discount area. So I don't think we're going to go all the way back there. We may just go halfway and then keep pumping from there, which kind of coincides with the same thing that we have with the 4-hour chart. The 4-hour chart is pretty much showing the same technical analysis, right? Going back down to the discount point and then pumping from there. And then that's pretty much the same thing we have for the daily chart. So that's what we got here for Shiba Inu. And like I said, looking at our Fibonacci retracement, we got a long ways up, but it's looking like our target price range is 3Z18. So 00018 is looking like our price point for Shiba Inu. That's an easy 10x, very easy. Our 24-hour trading volume at $169.4 million. All that is good as well. And like I said, if you want these automated trading indicators, check it out. Link in the description for Chart Prime. Elevate your trading game. Try it risk-free for 7 days. Very easy, very simple to use. Lots of different options here. We have momentum wave bands. We have a bunch of different stuff that I use for Chart Prime. But right now, I'm just kind of using my Fibonacci's and then the Chart Prime Dynamics Pro, the Market Dynamics Pro, as well with the Stotch RSI. So I like to use a lot of different trading indicators all in one. Now, Shiba Inu is almost at 4 million followers on Twitter. That's pretty big. Like going into the cycle, there's a lot of new people inside Shiba Inu. Remember how many people were in the Shiba Inu when we went all the way up here to 41 billion market cap? And now just think about what Shiba Inu could do now that it has even more people inside of the movement. Like that's a lot of people. We also have the Shiba Eternity is stepping into the Web3 realm. So stake leash now and dive into the thrilling world of Shiboshis. So they're really pushing leash a lot lately and staking leash. So that's probably going to be another thing that's going to be really big in the Shiba Inu ecosystem as the price points go on. I'll probably do a whole technical analysis and a whole video on leash and bone alone. But leash is very, very cheap. It's a very, very, very low market cap right now. Extremely low. At the peak, though, the market cap for leash got all the way up here to about 96 million. So at the very least, we could see leash like 3xing, 5xing at the very least. So yeah, I'm gonna do a whole video on that, like I said though. And then we got Bone inside the Shiba Inu ecosystem as well. And Bone's market cap at the height of its market cap was 118 million, or actually no, it was way more than that. I was about to say what? No, Bone's market cap at the peak was around 460 billion market cap, or 460 million market cap at its peak. So Bone is going to have a nice little run as well. Bone has been doing actually extremely well. It's been pumping and then going back down to its original price, but it's been holding above 100 million pretty strong here. So that's actually pretty good. I'll do a whole another video on Bone as well. But moving on from that though, the Sheep ecosystem is growing a lot. As you know, we got Sheep, we got Leash, we got Bone, we got the Metaverse, we got Shiboshis, we got Sheb, we got a lot of different stuff with Shiba Inu. But anyways, if you look over here, we got Sheep, Leash, Bone, Sheb, Shiboshis, Sheep, the MB, and coming soon, Treat and She, not yet launched. So there's a lot going on with the whole ecosystem with Sheep, and the ecosystem is going to continue to help Sheep grow just as fast. All right. So also the play to earn game to increase Sheep burns. So this is pretty big because burns. A lot of people are really big on burns. Me personally, I don't really care for burns that much. Um, Burns, they help hold a certain price point because there's always going to be coins that are always held that can never be sold because they're pretty much burned. They can never be sold, so that money is never going to leave the ecosystem. So let's say if Shiba Inu's base level is like 500 million because that's how much it's burned. Well, $500 million is never leaving, so the price will never go below 500 million. That's pretty much how the burns work. The price will never go below a certain point. I don't know what that point is, but it'll never go below a certain point because those coins are forever burned and they will forever never leave the ecosystem. Like the money will never leave the ecosystem that has been burned because it's non and void at this point. So that's the only thing burns matter for. So burns don't really help the price increase. It helps the price not decrease below a certain level. So burns are important because, like I was saying with our support, remember how I was saying the discount price? I was saying that, look, we're probably never going to see Shiba Inu going below these levels that we once seen before, like below the 5-0 level, like 5Z6, 5Z5. We're probably never going to see it going below those levels, maybe not even below the discount price point. Remember, the discount price point was all the way down to $4.7 billion in market cap. So I do believe that it's possible that anything can happen. But with the burns, there's a certain price point that it could never go below. Even if everyone sold, it will never go below a certain price point because all those coins in the burn wallet. So we have that. And then we also have the growth here of Shiba Inu and Shiba Swap. So Shiba Swap has been doing good. Shibarium has been doing good. Kind of looking at the burn situation here, they're looking to intensify the burns like the community is. So it's not just going to be small burns. So how Shiba Eternity will enhance Shiba burns. So she stated that the Shibarium transaction count will spike as more people play the Web3 version of Shiba Eternity. Since the game will be launching on Shibarium, players must initiate transactions within the game using the network's gas token Bone. This is also going to help Bone out a lot. This suggests that increased game activity implies more Bone used. According to Lucy, using Bone to initiate transactions with Shiba Eternity will contribute to the burning of Sheep tokens. This is because Shibarium was designed to burn Sheep using some of its fees. So we have that, and then the community is going to intensify it. So it bears mentioning that investors have been embroiled in the discussion enhancing Sheep burns. So far, the community, alongside Ethereum co-founder Vitalik Buterin, has burned over 410 trillion SHIB. This includes the incineration of 1.72 million SHIB over the past 24 hours, according to data from SHIB Burn. So, a lot of SHIB has been burned, and they're going to continue to burn and 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 burn. So, all that's pretty good. And then the Shiba Swap has been doing good. Like Shiba Swap, I think they need to get more focused on Shiba Swap. They've been more focused on Shibarium more than anything. But I think once that they should be focusing a little bit more on Shiba Swap as well. Because the total value locked right now in Shiba Swap is only $18.4 million or $18.2 million. So they definitely need to help increase that. And the volume is only 123K. And the fees in the last 7 days is only 8,800. So I think they should definitely be focusing on Shiba Swap. This is for the liquidity pools, by the way. So a little bit more focus on Shiba Swap will definitely help grow this as well. So yeah, this is just a personal, adding of me. I'm just adding my opinions in there. Now Shibarium though, looking at Shibarium has been doing pretty well. The total accounts at 117 thousand. And if you look at here, the total addresses at 1.811 million. So there's a lot of addresses being made here inside of Shibarium. A lot of contracts, a lot of verified contracts, a lot of transactions, 416 million. A lot of blocks here, a lot of tokens, 11K. So yeah, a lot of people have been building with Shibarium. Total balance transfers 1.822 million. Average block time is very short at 27.16 seconds. Average time taken in seconds for a block to be included in the blockchain. So number of all token contracts, high. Total addresses, like I said, high. All that is good. Moving on from this though, we have so much going on with Shibarium, and the growth has been huge. But this is pretty much all I got for you all. I just kind of want to bring it full circle back to the prices and the technical analysis, because all of this is going to be helping Shiba Inu 10x at the very lowest. Like I said, 100 billion at the very lowest. Now, we can do price predictions on, hey, what if Shiba gets all the way up to a higher level? Now, let's say Sheep gets past this 1800 level, and let's say it gets to like 0003. So the reason why I say 0003 is because it's just a little bit above this. Like, let's say we took our we went from the swing low to where we are now, and then we kind of go to the peak of our market. This would be more so around 0.00036. So let's just put it at 3.5 to make it a better looking number. But yeah, 3.5. That's a lot right there. That's a huge jump. But look, that's if we take our Fibonacci and we put it at the peak of the market. If we put our Fibonacci at the peak of the market, is what we'll get. And this is pretty much probably the most Shiba Inu will see in the cycle, right? That's where this would be. Like, I did the technical analysis for the bare minimum. That's why I put the Fibonacci from the swing low to the swing high of this cycle. But if we put it at the swing low of this cycle all the way up to the swing high of last cycle, this is what the price prediction would be, and this is pretty much what the market cap would get to. So first we'll take the circulating supply of 589 trillion, and then we'll just go ahead and multiply it by that swing high. So that's 212 billion. That's why I said like 200 billion is like the all-time high, what it could do in the most bullish scenario. But looking at 0.00015, like, well, really it was 117 all the way up here. But looking at that level, that is where Shiba Inu could reach at like the bare minimum. So 100 billion market cap at bare minimum, in my personal opinion, 200 billion market cap at the most bullish scenario ever. So that's pretty much what I got for that. Let me know what you guys think about this, though. Let me know what you think about the technical analysis there. Do you think that we could reach 100 billion at the bare minimum, or 200 billion at the most? But yeah, let me know. Link in the description for Chart Prime if you want to go check that out. 7-day money back guaranteed. Use the discount code CP30 for 30% off. Very good trading indicators. And as always, also hit the like button and subscribe. That would really help out a lot. Leave a comment in the comment section, like I said. And as always, I'll be back with another video.